Hello, everyone. It's me, Captain Blueberry Buckaroo, aka Lancer 737. I am visiting everyone's Equestria at an extremely low pace, but it is being done, and I'm checking out all the cool things that you guys have done in your own Equestrias. And again, before, I'm sorry for not having these on schedule like I normally would. I've been feeling well this week, and we the weather has just been incredibly terrible. Last night, after uploading my last video, we had a tornado watch again, and this time we had 5 to 6 tornadoes coming to the city. The actual city I'm in, not like, just in the state. They literally were all coming to the city I was in. And it was just horrible. I really hate tornadoes. It's one of the least things I like at all when it comes to weather. And that's just one of the few unfortunate things about spring and summer. That's why I'm probably always going to prefer winter and fall as my favorite times of the year, because it's like next to impossible to have tornadoes, let alone 5 of them coming towards where you live. Anyway, we last left off in the 58s, and hopefully everything is where it was before, and I have everything in order. So, what did you guys think of the latest MLP episode? Go ahead and tell me down below. I liked it up to a point, and it's kind of ironic because I was just talking about Garble. Spoiler alert. I don't exactly like now that he isn't really a villain. That might sound weird, but I really like dragons, and I like dragon villains, and like I almost feel like it might slightly be out of character that they made it so that he's not really that evil, even though it's hard to excuse that because he was willing to kill baby phoenixes, and he was willing to, in my opinion, kill all the ponies that he possibly can and burn down all their entire cities. So for him to just be all of his actions be excused away as he's just trying to hide his real emotions and stuff and his attitude, it just, I didn't really care for it that much. It just doesn't feel right. I'm pretty sure we left off the 58s, and I'm not seeing the person's name. Great. They probably leveled up a lot. Actually, I think it was the 56s. Yeah, it was. I'm pretty sure that we left off here. Let's check it out. It looks very familiar to a point. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is where we left off. And it was a pretty cool Equestria. I like the designs of it and where everything is and all the tiles and everything. So we'll go back, check out some other cool places. But yeah, I feel like it's a dramatic character change that doesn't fit with the character. I'm afraid it's because they're trying to wrap all the different story arcs up that are not major story arcs, except for one. I mean, it's a major one for independent characters, but not as a story as a whole. And so Garble is going to end up being good or goodish. Oh well, not can't win them all. I mean, it shouldn't have too many mistakes in that it becomes a lackluster or a bad series. Definitely not. But it's to be expected that you can't have everything absolutely be absolutely amazingly perfect. I mean, you can, but it doesn't happen very often. But so far, if I were to pick an episode, my favorite episode so far would be the ones with Princess. I mean, the 200th episode with Luna and Celestia. Possibly the first one, just because the first and second one at the beginning of the series were also really cool, but I don't know, it might not be quite as cool as the 200th episode. I also definitely like the episode that came out before Spike's episode recently. That one being about the villains, the remaining villains having to work together. And my only issue with that, it's I don't know, it's both major and small at the same time. My problem with it is that it should be more epic. I feel like more villains should have come back, not just those three, because Stygian would definitely be a major one. But then again, as we were talking about, Stygian's one of those villains that's all about actually destroying all life on the planet. So that might be a reason why not to bring him back, because Gregor and the rest of them, they seem like they're more like villains that are not about mass destruction, in the sense that as long as it doesn't interfere with them asserting that they're the rulers, and there are people that they want to rule over, obviously, but they're not about just completely wiping everyone and everything out. Anyway, getting to this, happy incredibly ultra late Easter photo pants. I don't believe I've been here. It doesn't look familiar, and we got ourselves well, it was the happiest tree ever until Somber wrecked it. Somber wrecked the heck out of it so much that it became a tree house. It actually looks like a cool tree house, believe it or not, but still, we got ourselves Starlight Glimmer. Anyway, the layout looks pretty nice. Like where everything is, and we have Rarity dancing by herself, or is she? Oh no, she might be doing a quest actually, but I just can't tell because I don't own this place. But I definitely like the look of it. Actually, oh boy, I'm a bit worried now that I have been here. That or candy canes next to the elements is a common thing now. Oh well, at least I'm talking about something interesting. Anyway, this was a cool place, and happy, incredibly ultra late Easter, or well, actually also now late Memorial Day photo pants. But yeah, I feel like a lot more villains should be involved or have come back, because there still is a lot of cool ones that could be here. Like, let's see. Well, you know what? Maybe it doesn't have as many villains as I thought. Most of them have been reformed. I guess that kind of ruins that. Because technically speaking, if you did have them all, you would have to have, Starlight, Sunset, Trixie, Discord, all of them are already reformed, and then you'd have to have Nightmare Moon and Daybreaker, which technically you actually can have those two. Although in the case of Nightmare Moon, it would be like Nightmare or such and such because they're possessing someone else. But I would have liked to have seen them. And there's still plenty of episodes left. We might still see them. Gregor might decide that he needs the additional help from those two, and yeah, he gets them involved. You never know. Would be pretty cool. I hope it happens. I was just checking something. Um, but not too much also is known about Daybreaker. Nightmare Moon, one reason he might not want to bring Nightmare Moon back is because the nature of how she was going to rule everything. It's very sketchy, because what she has involved should be also inadvertently destroying the earth and killing all life. I saw a pretty cool fan fiction where she got around that by using some kind of sustain spell that bypasses the fact that nothing's getting sunlight anymore, and it was working, but everything's not in a good state either, despite it working. So it might be because how caustic Nightmare Moon, or Nightmare I should say, is that he might not bring her back. But Daybreaker, I don't know. She looks like she could be very caustic herself, but we just don't know. She fights very uniquely. She uses multi-purpose spells that act as both defensive and offensive spells at the same time, which I thought was pretty interesting. Because Nightmare Moon, the way she fights, she either uses an incredibly powerful defensive spell or an incredibly powerful offensive spell, but they're not really interchangeable. Daybreakers, all of her spells are, it's like both. Her flame attacks also double as a shield, so it's like her casting speed is technically faster than Nightmare Moon's for the most part when it comes to attack magic. I mean, magic you use in combat. Now, this both look similar and not similar at the same time, so I'm assuming. Actually, no, I take it back. This great. Well, we're gonna have to go through the 50s again. If this isn't the same place I've been to before, it is really cool, and I like the small forest they've built with a pool of lava that's in the middle of it. It has a really cool look. I that normally wouldn't happen. The lava would destroy all the trees. The trees would be epically unhappy, but I still like the look of it. Some of it looks similar and some of it doesn't, so I'm still not sure, and I'm sorry I'm lost. I think it also has to do with the fact that people are constantly leveling up, and that could also screw up things when you're trying to do this, especially at the pace I'm at, because the conditions have to be right for me to be able to even do this. I mean, it was hard doing this during Christmas, really hard. It took me a really long time, and if you remember, it took 2 weeks of uploading just for all the different Ponyvilles to be shown. But either way, this is a really cool place. I'm really enjoying it. I definitely give it like 6 hoods of approval, definitely. Thank you very much, Dusty Cake. Now, I guess most of the other villains that they could potentially have, most of them are more, they're more animalistic. They're not villains willingly. It's just their nature as an animal. But still, I would have loved to have seen like bugbears and their version of the chimera, which is horrifying because most chimeras are lion slash goat slash snake hybrids. They're not giant saber-toothed tiger goat snake hybrids. So I give a lot of props to Applejack. She really is an incredibly good and brave fighter in My Little Pony. Um, but I'm trying to think. I feel like I'm forgetting villains now. But maybe I was wrong to say that. Maybe most of them are already there. It's just they're either reformed or they're so minor that there's no point in having them. Although I would argue about there not being a point because at least using them as cannon fodder would be pretty cool of some sort. But definitely like Garble, I feel like what they did with Garble is an incredibly missed opportunity. Then again, I could also see arguments within universe why Gregor wouldn't want Garble on his team because, well, up until now, he's portrayed as being a psychopath that loves killing things. He already hates ponies, and I'm pretty sure that applies to changelings because, at least in one of the source books I have, changelings count as a type of pony. And then you have Cozy Glow, which is another pony. And then you have Tierik, which, though he's not a pony, I mean, at that point, because you see that Garble hates so many different things that are not dragons, you probably would hate him, and he probably would hate Gregor because, well, he's a goat. Goats are just one step above a pony as far as he's concerned. I guess it looks like Nurse Cookie, Which, hello, Nurse Cookie. Hello, Nurse Cookie. It's an incredibly happy late Easter celebration at your Ponyville. I'm very happy to see that everything looks like it's going fine. Oh, it's the epic battle of the century. Just even forget about the fact that Evil Rarity is right there, because right now, Rainbow Dash is doing battle against Evil Rainbow Dash. Which Rainbow Dash will win the day? Which one will be 20% cooler? It looks like it looks like Twilight is smoothing things over because they kind of have stopped fighting. And Evil Rainbow Dash is confused. She's like, but we are in the middle of a battle. I want to finish the battle to decide who will be the definitive Rainbow Dash. Rainbow Dash is, let's just chillax for a minute. She's like, chillax, I'm Evil Rainbow Dash. The heck with that, I'm going to fly off now. I'll come back as an evil with a skull tank and lasers. And there's Trixie, the great and powerful Trixie, which I just saw a comic where, not an official one, but I just saw a comic where Twilight was making fun of her because the only thing that she can transmutate is things into cups. And then you see her later, she's standing next to Starlight Glimmer that's flying a kite. And she's like, would you like some tea, Starlight Glimmer? And the cup that she pulls out is a purple cup with Twilight's cutie mark on it, implying that she turned Twilight into a cup of tea. Thought that was hilarious. I don't think I've been here, so I think things are going as planned. It's just people are leveling up while I'm trying to do this, and I feel like I'm lost when I'm not. But this is a very chaotic Ponyville, and I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. I love all the nice rocks, and I love that there's very few walkways. The ponies are just using their the walking paths, which is pretty good. It reminds me very much of my original Ponyville, which is cool. And from all the things I have seen of it, I'm definitely going to give it another one in a row, 6 hooves of approval. This, I'm pretty sure the last one was 6. It might have been 5. Well, either way, this one gets 6. I like it. And it looks like you're working on activating the element of magic and loyalty. And good luck to you. I hope you're able to do it soon because those two are the rarest ones, with magic being the absolute rarest one. But here's a tip if you haven't seen any of my videos about it. The rarer an element shard is, the more gold points you'll get from it, and the greater the likelihood you'll get rubies from it if you're exchanging them at the totems by pressing them over and over again. So, like, because honesty is the most abundant one. No, sorry, take it back. Laughter is the most abundant one that you will find. That one's gold coins will be the cheapest, and your likelihood of getting a ruby from tapping on it is incredibly lower than the rest of them, but also technically you'll have more chances to get rubies from that one because you'll be getting so many of them. Anyway, this is a cool Ponyville. Thank you very much, Nurse Cookie, for this really cool place, and thank you for also buying Evil Rainbow Dash, because if that scene hadn't happened, I wouldn't have improvised a funny scene that might become a comic someday. It would be cool if someone wrote down and drew what I just made, commentary on that battle between Rainbow Dash and Evil Rainbow Dash. Anyway, happy incredibly late Easter and moderately late Memorial Day, Nurse Cookie. So, going back into it, well, another cool thing, although technically it sort of doesn't work. Yeah, it sort of doesn't work. Gregor would have to definitely be working with Nightmare Moon to do this. Pulling all the monsters and creatures that we've seen that are evil from the dream realm would be really cool, but that's a Nightmare Moon thing. He can't do that. It was established that only Nightmare Moon and Luna has dream magic, and I think it should stay that way. And that is a very, very minor thing that bugged me in the episode when the new main six bring back the Tree of Harmony as a tree house, because the spirit of friendship created a dream for the new six and brought them together to communicate with them through it. And I feel like that sort of breaks the lore for the canon for the series. I think that's magic that should be incredibly super exclusive to Luna. And they sort of did it again in a sense in the season. I'm pretty sure it's the season 5 finale. It was either the season 5 or season 6 finale. I want to say it's season 6, so we'll go with 6. In that finale, Luna was warning Starlight Glimmer about the changeling invasion. And you see a changeling actually pull Luna right out of the dream realm, and it was pretending to be her. I sort of don't like that, because again, that means, like, technically speaking, all changelings would be able to manipulate the dream realm as much as Luna can, as long as they pretend to be her. And it feels upsetting. It makes the magic not feel that unique. That, or that dream magic can be trumped by changeling magic, because changelings can just have it themselves on a whim. Then again, it's all about interpretation. It's quite possible that it didn't actually go into the dream realm. It's just that's how Starlight was perceiving it, because that's how they were. That's just how she perceived it when they were waking her up and technically pulling her out of the dream realm by just, waking her up. But you never know. Anyway, I want to wager that they have gotten extremely far in the Nightmare Moon campaign, and Luna might be around here. There's Starlight Glimmer. Love her a lot. She's really awesome. And happy, incredibly, ultra, super late Easter, Tan Fat Dat. That name sounds familiar. Very familiar. I wonder if they've leveled up. This place sort of looks familiar, so it's possible they did level up, so I'm visiting them again. So if I am, hello again, Tan. I'm pretty sure I'm mispronouncing your name. Wait, how did Starlight get all the way over here? Did she, use a teleportation spell? I've never seen a pony run so fast. I couldn't have possibly have gone that slow across town so fast that Starlight could run all the way over here to Trixie. Something's not right here. I think there might be a changeling invasion in progress. But anyway, you got a bunch of my favorite ponies here. And Evil Rarity, she's giving very bad, what do I want to say? She's giving really bad style tips. Everyone's going to end up wearing parachute pants and, rubber tuxedo tops. It's going to be terrible. Very terrible. But she's doing it because she's, the most evil troll you will ever encounter. Rainbow Dash isn't a troll per se, she's a prankster. But Evil Rarity, yeah, she is the ultimate of trolls. There was one time, and don't tell anyone this, but Evil Rarity was hanging out with Trixie, and she told her, her clothes were stained, she could fix the stains, and that delighted Trixie, especially because it was free. Anything free that delights Trixie makes Trixie incredibly happy, happier than normal. So what happened is the Evil Rarity, she did clean it, but then she sprayed a very evil and cursing enchantment on the clothes that attract evil insects, very evil insects. It's a giant killer mosquito spell that she put on Trixie's clothes. So the great and powerful Trixie ended up becoming the great and itchy and bumpy Trixie. because she was bit by so many giant mosquitoes. It's a miracle she's alive. It took Starlight Glimmer to fix it, and no one suspects it. But yes, it was her, and it was not an accident. Evil Rarity tried to kill Trixie because she's evil, and well, Rarity can be scary herself, but Evil Rarity embraces the evilness of her green mane. Evil Rarity is so evil that evil bows to Evil Rarity. Anyway, this place, it looks pretty cool, very decent. They've done a lot of work. I didn't notice Princess Luna, so I'm assuming they are still in the middle of the Nightmare Moon campaign, or they beat it, but something has gone wrong and they don't know that Luna is in their inventory box and they have to activate it to get her to come out. But either way, this is a pretty cool place, and I like the ponies that are here. This gets, let's see, 5 hooves of approval, definitely. It's a very nice place, and thank you very much, Tan, and I'm sorry for saying your name wrong. Anyway, tomorrow, tomorrow with emphasis, we should be getting the next campaign, but whatever that is and whatever style that is beyond me. Because I could have swore the way they wrote it out, how we were getting these campaigns, they're going to be back to back. So when the Changeling one was over, it's like, okay, now I'm going to get Somber vs. Rainbow Dash, and it's going to be awesome. And then nothing happened. I was like, well, anytime now. Or did that glitch too? Is everything in these campaigns that we're back going to glitch? Are every campaign going to require 3 to 4 updates? And then a week's worth of time of delays before they actually come out, when beforehand they were supposed to be back to back. I don't know, but this might all be the evil plan of Gregor, or worse still, this might all be because of the evilness and the conniving nature of Evil Rarity that all of our campaigns have been delayed for eternity. That, or it could just be Gameloft and things have just gone wrong. But, it could just really be Evil Rarity. Evil Rarity. Anyway. Yeah, going back to more villains I would like to see, because it still doesn't feel like there's enough of them. I feel like there should have been, like, a giant... No, sorry, I take it back. A very sizable, small, elite army of villains. I mean, there's also villains in the comics that could have easily shown up. I think should have shown up. And heck, they could have gone all out and added other villains from other series as well, just for the heck of it. Because, like I've told you before, there's a lot of hints that My Little Pony actually shares a multiverse with other things. By sharing a multiverse and having a lot of clues that it does, if not a universe even, with Skylanders, and because Skylanders also crosses over with other things, that could also mean that My Little Pony is in the same multiverse with Mario, Donkey Kong, Crash Bandicoot. I want to say there's something else as well. I would say Tai-Fu. I mean, it's kind of dumb if it weren't, but Tai-Fu should be part of that series as well. Tai-Fu, but between... within all the Activision games and all the games of the similar style of gameplay of Spyro and Crash Bandicoot and stuff like that, Tai-Fu is one of my most favorites after Spyro. It's Spyro and then Tai-Fu. Tai-Fu had a really awesome musical soundtrack, and Spike Knight. It was just really fun because, again, it plays a lot like those games, but it was all about martial arts, and you play as a tiger that learns multiple different styles of martial arts. And hello, Blossom Music. Hope you're having an incredibly epically awesome, but also incredibly late Easter or moderately late Memorial Day. Applejack looks kind of cool. I forget the name of that outfit, but it's a nice look for her. Everything is very orderly here, including even the rocks, believe it or not, for the most part. And then you got like the happiest tree ever up until, Sombra blows it up. Or was it even Sombra that blew it up? Maybe it was Evil Rarity that blew it up. But you got one of the most epic of happy trees sitting right there in between all those rocks. Pretty cool. And then like Rainbow Dash, her place is right there, so she can observe the epically cool surroundings, because it is pretty cool. Although it would suck if something falls out onto the hard rocks, because the chances of it breaking go up substantially. And then you have hotel over here. That's actually kind of a cool thing to do. Have it so that all the guests can look out into the wilderness. It's very beautiful. There's a lot of paintings that remind me of the scenery, or places that would remind me of that, where you would have the luxurious abode of where all the guests go, where they can look out at all the beautiful natural scenery instead of being stuck in town with ugly buildings and stuff like that. Not that these buildings are ugly, but there are cities that are like that, where it can be like that. But let's see. This place looks very decent. I'm enjoying it, and you got the great and itchy Trixie. And oh, and then you got a bunch of epically cool Wonderbolts sitting right there, of course. And Starlight is with Mr. Cake and Mrs. Cake, and they're going to bake a cake, which she'll inadvertently accidentally blow up. Because that's just what happens because of evil rarity. Oh, I have not been able to see any of these. I wonder, oh yes, this is cool. It finally works. I've never tried that game. I mean, it looks kind of cool. I mean, you would think I would because it's about dragons, but I have enough games already, and I don't want the hard drive to fill up on this thing. And well, Spyro takes up all my time, and as far as dragons go, that's all I need. I finally got to activate that thing. That is so cool. Oh, I get another one. Okay, I'm sorry, guys, for doing this, but I gotta. That's 20 free rubies right now. That happens to me all the time when I'm trying to make an omelet. Like a sea creature comes out of the egg. I'm like, darn it, I can't eat this. There's a sea creature in the eggs again. I'm going to have to go to the aquarium. Then I'm going to have to fill out some forms and be like, hey, guys, sea creature and chicken egg. And like, do you got a permit for that permit? And it's like, no. Anyway, epically ruined breakfast. Wow, I wonder why it's actually doing this for me now, when beforehand, for like the longest time ever, I either couldn't find her, or when I would find her, it actually wouldn't do anything. I'm sorry that you guys got to see these commercials. I swear we'll get back to our regularly scheduled programming once they are over. The Disney game looks okay. I'm actually not the biggest fan of all Disney things, so that's probably one reason why I never got into it. I can almost pretty much name off all my favorite Disney things on one hand. That being like Darkwing Duck. You know what? That's Rarity's mom. I thought I have her. Why is the game acting like I don't have her? We'll look in a minute. I swear I do have her, and there's Evil Rarity. She's probably the cause of all of this. And let's see. Trixie's place looks fantastic where it is. It has beautiful lake next to it, so like at night, people can be watching all of her special effect magic tricks and swim. Although swimming at night is dangerous, but with magic, maybe they have the bottom of the lake illuminated. It'll upset the fish, but I have nothing else to say about that. It'll upset the fish, and maybe no one should care really, because if that's what the ponies want to do, that's what the ponies are gonna do. Upset the fish with glowing pools at night of water. Anyway. This is a pretty cool place, especially now that Rarity's mom has finally given me some really cool things. Anyway, I give this place 5, maybe 6 hooves of approval. And I thank you very much, Blossom Music, for this really cool place. And I hope that you had a really good Easter. You know, back when we had Easter, because I think we're getting pretty close to that. If you're Catholic, you're getting pretty close to the Easter holiday, which is a 40-day holiday, coming to an end. I'm pretty sure, actually, it might have ended. I could be off by a week or two, but anyway, I talking about villains. Yeah, I'm not. Oh, come on! I'm not trying to buy bits. Who would? Why would I ever want to buy bits? And until they make a building that's worth however many bits I have, I lost count a long time ago. I don't even count it anymore. It's like I'm at 63 million bits. There's no reason why I should ever have to buy bits unless they start like making buildings come out that are like in the hundreds of millions, which would be very cheap on their part, but you know, maybe that's something that could possibly happen at some point. And we all know why it would, because of evil Rarity. Anyway, moving on. We were talking about villains, and I sort of forgot my place of what I was talking about. Maybe I had finished talking about it. I don't know what to think. Because on one hand, I feel like there should be more villains in the final season, but at the same time, we sort of got the proper amount, sort of. I mean, there could be more. It would be cooler if there was more, especially... I forgot one. They definitely should have Midnight Sparkle. That would be awesome, especially if Midnight Sparkle teamed up with Nightmare, whoever she would possess, maybe Luna. I mean, on one, it would be very interesting, but also would also be okay with Nightmare taking over someone else to specifically target not target Nightmare Moon, but target Luna. Possibly try to get her to submit to being able to be taken over while taking, maybe have Nightmare Moon taking over multiple different people and or creatures. That would be also pretty interesting to add to the story. Anyway, Violet Cookie, which by the way, Violet Cookie, you have a really epic, cool name, and a cool avatar. This place looks really cool. It's not as busy at all as the other ones. It has lots of clearing to it, and it's very mellow, and it has a very nice mellow look to it. It's not too busy. It has very open grassy spaces, and you got plenty of happy trees, especially around this clock tower that Marty McFly needs to use later on with his DeLorean, and you're gonna need to finish the road, otherwise you're purposely setting up Marty McFly to fail and cause a giant hiccup in the space-time continuum, dooming all of the universe to pain and suffering that will then have a plutonic reversal and explode at the speed of light. That, or it's not in the same series and it doesn't mean anything. You can take your pick. Anyway, I like this place. And I also like that you have all the Cloudsdale structures right next to each other. Because that's what I did. I wanted it to have like the whole area where those type of Pegasus were from. I wanted them to have like a miniature Cloudsdale in that specific area. And that's kind of what you're doing, and it's pretty cool. I like it. And I like the characters you have. You have the White Dragon, which I think he is a villain. I think he is, but he's still a pretty cool dragon. Not my absolute favorite one, but he is a pretty cool one. And you got a classic video game Applejack. Oh, here's a trivia point about the Applejack you're seeing right now. A lot of people thought it was kind of strange that Applejack has pigtails. Technically, really long double ponytails, but she also technically has pigtails. The reason she has two of them, or pigtails, I should say, is because in her original artwork, or I should say, her conceptual work, not necessarily the most first original oldest one, she had pigtails instead of one long ponytail, and that's why I think she ended up the way she did in this game, which would imply the game was probably in production a lot earlier than you would think by the time it came out and after, the voice actors did their parts in it and stuff like that. But you can, I think I've mentioned this before, but you can customize her to make her look like her original self, excluding the fact that you can make her dress up in other cool outfits. Anyway, this place looks very cool, and I do like the mellow look of it. I think, despite the fact that there is no Princess Luna here, and you got Evil Rarity with Lyra, and you got Starlight Glimmer. Oh, that's not who I thought it was. Despite all that, though, I might have to give this one 7 hooves of approval. I might. It's a pretty cool place. I like it a lot. Yeah. Oh, and you got the Violet Dragon or Purple Dragon. Hard to say because some of them they have very simplistic names, just like a lot of the newer ponies now. It's like instead of it being like Captain Crunch. Yeah, well, I mean, I know there's no Captain Crunch, but there could be a Captain Crunch pony. But instead of it having a name like that, it's like, this is Purple Pony, this is Yellow Pony, this is Pink Pony, this is Polka Dot Pony. That's what they're doing a lot with the dragons. And it's definitely what they've been doing with all the crystal ones. But anyway, thank you for your hard work, Violet Cookie. And this is a really cool place. Happy, incredibly late Easter. I think I'm going to stop it here because of the time that it is at. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. And I look forward to the campaign that may or may not be coming tomorrow. It all depends if Evil Rarity will allow it. Because, she might just be like, you know what? Instead of making my main extra green and evil, I think I'm going to cause a disruption in all the networks of the world so that no one can play the Game Loft My Little Pony game because I'm an evil little pony. That or it could just be a glitch because of Game Loft. But either way, hope you guys enjoyed this and wish me luck because we've just been having a lot of tornadoes, and I really just hate tornadoes, and it stresses me out. And it was just so weird yesterday. Not 1, 2, or 3, or even 4, but 5 to 6 tornadoes literally came right at our city, and it's like I've never seen anything or heard anything like it, and it was terrifying. Anyway, take it easy, all of you.